Yo, it's K Clip Crazy with K Clip News, dog. And we live. Hey, yo, Chad, did he get it? Your boy Antoine Massey said he was auditioning for the next role of Prison Break, man. He said this was not no real Prison Break, but this was a paid acting gig, man. Your boy Antoine Massey said he was offered 250 band-aids to escape from the New Orleans Parish jail. What?
She like, well, I see that you escaped several times before. You hear me? I'm like, yeah. You hear me? She was like, would you be willing to take $250,000 to leave out this facility? I'm like, what?
They ain't asking no snitch on nobody. They ain't saying drop the dime on the drug lord or the kingpin or give up a body or something. They said, man, 250,000 just to leave, brother, and just get out of here. For those of you who don't know, Antoine Massey is a 32-year-old inmate who was an alleged violent criminal and has a history of trying to escape from jail. Antoine was one of the 9 inmates who woke up on May 16th, 2025 in the New Orleans Parish Jail and said, over with. That man, my boy saying he ain't locking down, he going outside tonight, man. That's when they proceeded to turn the cell into a DIY project, removed the toilet, climbed through the wall, scaled the fence, and ran off into the night. Ashley was eventually captured 2 weeks later by law enforcement in New Orleans. And in a high-profile manhunt, which he was amongst the last 2 to be caught. Derrick Gross was the last one. He was the second to last to be caught. But after he got caught, he was sentenced to 60 years in prison without parole for the charges he had been charged with before he was even on the run. He was accused of heinous charges such as rape and kidnapping. But while on the run, he did take to social media to say that the allegations against him and charges against him were false, and he only fled to avoid receiving a punishment for something he didn't do, which would be a life sentence for those crimes. Also, during that live, he reached out to public figures such as Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian and some other famous rappers for legal support on his case. But the whole point of this video is because he later took back to the internet via jail call during an interview with Say Cheese TV to say that he was offered $250,000 to escape from jail.
Okay, listen, this what occurred. All right, 2024. All everything that I'm saying is on camera. I go to the kitchen to feed up, right? So when I go to the kitchen, this woman, Susan Hudson, which is the sheriff of Orleans Parish, me and her is on camera. She asked me, do you know who I am, Antoine? I'm like, yeah, I know who you is. She was like, okay. She like, you know, I got you out here for a reason, right? I'm like, nah, I wonder why you picked me, but all right, yeah, like, you know, what's up? Like, what's your motive? Like, what you got me out here for? She was like, you know that I've been paying attention to, I know everything about you. I'm like, huh? Like, she really fucking me up. She like, I know everything about you. I'm like, all right. She like, yeah, and I know that you never open your mouth on none of your cases. So I'm like, yeah, like, yeah. So she like, well, I see that you escaped several times before. You hear me? I'm like, yeah. You hear me? She was like, would you be willing to take $250,000 to leave out this facility? I'm like, what? Like, I know it may sound far-fetched, bro. But this everything that I'm telling you, this world right here, I'm about to open up a can of worms that the whole world didn't know.
Now, he
Right now.
claims that the sheriff and district attorney were in on the plot to make the sheriff look bad during election time by having inmates escape from jail. According to Massey, individuals by the name of Susan Hudson and Jason Williams were the actual masterminds behind the entire plot. The claim is that Susan Hudson wanted to get money for government assistance, so they came up with a plan to let inmates escape from jail.
Susan Hudson and Jason Williams had the same motive, but did not know that they both had the same motive and trying to use me to do this. All right. Now, why Susan Hudson wanted me to leave the facility? Okay, listen. Susan Hudson been asking the government of Louisiana for money for funding the jail so she can steal portions of the money, right? That was her motive, all right? If Antoine leaves this jail, All right, boom, they gon' catch him. She know that in her mind. They gon' catch him, but she gon' blame it on the government. Like I've been telling y'all that I needed government funding to live there and fix the jail, right? That was her motive. Whenever they was gonna give her the money, once I get captured, they gonna give her money so she can fix the jail. Okay, boom.
So according to him, that was her motive. And then he also brings another party into question by the name of Jason Williams. He's going to claim that Jason Williams is having an affair with the up and coming sheriff. So his motive is completely distinct from the motive of the current sheriff, Susan Hudson. And they both are unaware of this, I guess. And Jason supposedly wants the woman that he's having an affair with to get the office as sheriff. So he's behind the plot as well, too, to let the inmates escape from prison to make the current sheriff look bad.
Jason Williams' motive was that they have a woman that was running for sheriff by the name of, she was the upcoming sheriff. Her name was Michelle Woodford. Okay, the same woman, Jason Williams, was in an affair with this woman. All right, and his motive was to make it look bad on the sheriff. Like all right, if people break out of jail by the sheriff, Susan Hudson sheriff, term coming up, it's gonna make her look bad. Like 10 inmates or however many inmates go through this hole, it's gonna make her look bad, bro. They both had motives, but it's like a big conspiracy. But they use me, bro, as the key target to do this. You see what I'm saying, homie?
So he's basically saying this district attorney is being corrupt to get his secret lover in a position by backdooring the jail and backdooring the sheriff and backdooring the whole state of Louisiana by letting inmates run free out of jail. He also doubles down to say that Jason Williams is locked in with the corrupt officers that were in his room cutting the toilet off of the wall. He is also saying prior to just being let out, Jason Williams sent instructions via text message to a correctional officers, giving them the whole rundown on
Another
what to do.
individual, boom, I hear, like, you know what I'm saying, like something cutting. So I go look in the cell. When I look in the cell, I see a corrupted police officer cutting behind the toilet. I walk out the cell. I'm like, man, what the fuck you doing? I'm thinking he's doing maintenance or something. Not the maintenance man that he locked up. This is a like he over maintenance. The dude that I'm talking about, right? So, right. All right, the day before we left the facility, all right, they bring haircut clippers on a tip for us to get our hair cut. They don't never take us off the tip because I'm a maximum, like I'm by my jacket, they how it is, they're gonna automatically put me on maximum security. You hear me? So boom. So all right, the sergeant come call me off the tip. It's like shift change at 5 o'clock. He called me and another individual off the tip, homie. So when he called me off the tip, I'm like, what's down? He like, man, look, check this out. I want you to read this text message. You hear me? So all this on camera that I'm telling you about. He showed me the phone, right? The phone said Jason Williams head DA. Cell 6 turners will be cut for y'all to go through the turner. He gave the time, the date, and everything, and said you don't have to worry about no police doing none of that. This was the text message that was on the phone. All right.
Man, if you ask me, this sounds like absolute madness, bruv. Nobody offered you a damn thing, man. You were just over whooping. You seen them boys hopping through that wall. You hopped through that wall. Thought you was finna get free, man. That's all that was to it, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Was this some kind of political scheme to get some money? You know, the higher ups trying to pull a play on the government? Or is this man just out his mind and gotta do his time, bro? But, man, it's K-Clip crazy with K-Clip News, man. And I'm out of here.